How are you?
I am well.
Great, great, great.
How did your weekend go? Was it restful?
I'm trying to remember.
Really?
Yeah.
At least you're in church.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you have to speak into the microphone. I can hardly hear you.
Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my Sundays and weekends are. But yeah, it was nice. I get to spend some quality time with loved one.
Okay.
Yeah. Not
Hello.
one.
Hello, Paul, get that one. Oh, but how did your weekend go?
Well, I'm struggling with my project work, so
Kindly, I don't know why, as journalists, you don't like to speak into.
I was still doing that, trying to collect data.
Oh
for
yeah,
the
I mean,
project work.
he's a scholar, so I mean.
But it's all good.
It's all good, yeah.
It will be over soon.
Very soon, and it will be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like we've been talking about. Just give it time.
Sure.
It will just before you know it, you're there.
Sure.
All right. Let's go straight into what papers are reporting this morning. The Ghanaian Times. I have the Ghanaian Times here. It says front page. Election 2024. EC reprints ballots for Ahafo and Volta regions over serialization errors affected ballots shredded and burnt. So there was an IPAC meeting where this was communicated, and yesterday they went ahead to discard or shred and incinerate these ballot papers. The main issue were the serial numbers. So it looks as though the printing house in question was having difficulty getting the serial numbers correctly on. So some of them were not coming correctly. So at a point they wanted to, fill in the ones that were not showing manually. But the EC said, you know what, we can't compromise things. So let's just go ahead and reprint these ballot papers. So that is what is being done at the moment.
But
and then
the debate goes on whether it was NDC or EC
that notified.
Yeah,
we've had the NDC say that they notified the EC about 3 weeks ago at their last IPAC before this one. The EC says no, we didn't notify us. I mean, this was our own officers that told us about it. In fact, we have auditors who go around as security officers and stuff like that. So auditors drew our attention to it, and Bossman Asare says that he was even at the place to see things for himself, and then at that point, with some other EC officers or EC officials, they decided that this is the better way to go.
But isn't the most important thing that they found it and they
absolutely. I mean, I think that the brouhaha surrounding who notified the EC or how did the EC find out is because of some of the instances we've seen where there have been times where, for instance, the opposition has drawn the attention of the Electoral Commission to a particular issue, or even forewarned the Commission, and the Commission has gone ahead to maybe some of the times ignore, and then they go and then they hit a snag,
right.
And then it's more like we told you so.
Right.
So I see why the opposition is trying to own the point about we told you. They want another I told you so moment, that kind of thing. So that's it for the Ghanaian Times front page. Other stories here: government to support National College of Defence Studies. And that's according to President Kufuor. Farmer jailed 18 months for stealing Akpete distilling pipe. And okay.
For how long?
18 months. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So this one is it. What is that? So historic commissioning of 80 educational projects, witness education transformation and action. Okay, so I think it's an ad by the Ministry of Education. So on 21st of November there will be commissioning of some 80 educational projects. It said it's the biggest. It's historic. The back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper: Black Stars chase face-saving win over Niger today, but we've lost out, haven't we? So
we shouldn't bother talking about it.
So Black Stars chase face-saving win over Niger today, and I think that one of the sports pundits captures it certainly when he says that it's embarrassing because we are a football powerhouse, and he like many Ghanaians have said, believes that it ought to be a clearing of the current establishment for a reset. Let's see how that goes. Maybe the dancing and the wearing of white kaftans will stop, and the job will be done. I'm done with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Yes,
Okay.
Nanama.
We move over to the Daily Guide. We have December 7 elections will be peaceful, IGP assures. Then vote for Kwabenya, that's for speaking. Veep mob at Kumawu. Then DACF exposes Ablakwa's drip lies. 2 Chinese and Ghanaian galamseyers trial ends. Then on the back page, we have Ronaldo makes retirement hint. How old is he? I'm looking, 39. So I mean, at that age, it's, I know, over.
Oh, so for footballers, they retire at their own volition.
But it's rare you see a 40-year-old footballer.
Oh, but I've seen people
Nanama,
who have.
microphone.
I've seen people who have retired maybe more, at 50.
Hey, football.
something. Yeah, I'll get
Like
the name for you.
Premier League.
Yeah,
They were still actively playing.
yeah. Okay, so but this person was a player coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because active playing, I think after 40 maybe become very difficult. Maybe
Yeah.
you may play, but
So depending too on your level and your the quality of your the game for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Tony Yeboah slams Star's management committee. Mexico coach hit by beer can after defeat. Oh, sorry. Oh, and there's blood pouring from his head. Then with Ray Jr. Open slated for March 6th. And that's what we have for the Daily Guide this morning.
The back page?
That's the back page too.
Okay.
Yep.
So what? So the front page is only one story.
I gave 1, 2, 3.
Okay. All right.
No, 4.
Okay.
Right. The Daily Dispatch newspaper, Uncle Ben Effins Daily Dispatch. I used to really pay attention to Uncle Ben FC growing up, so that's why I still call Uncle Ben FC.
Yeah, many of us do call him Uncle Ben.
Right. Mike Okwe Jr. to retain Dom Kwabenya seat for NPP. Yeah. Public libraries in Ghana have increased from 36 in 1981 to 133 in 2024. That is by the
So wait, after
CEO.
1981,
Yeah.
there was no addition.
That is what
Until-
they want us to believe.
It's okay. It's fine.
This is from the chief executive of the Ghana Library Authority.
Okay, we hear.
Yeah. Counts down to 2024 elections. Total number of voters in all 275 constituencies, starting with Greater Accra. And this is what we have been talking about. So you see, this will help us, the media, to be able to know that
Is it 19 or
In-
21?
in-
20 days.
I think 20 days.
It's 19. Yesterday was 20.
Yesterday was 20. Okay.
Yeah.
In my own constituency, that is Wejagawe, there are 118,731 voters. So this is what we were asking the Electoral Commission to give us. But the
Right.
Electoral Commission says that they are not obliged to give us the statistics.
But you are not the one who asked.
Oh, journalists also asked.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were amazed. We were scandalized when we heard the commissioner saying that. But you see, that is what the law. There is something with the law. It says the thing is not in the law.
But everything cannot be written in the law.
But they'll use that as an excuse.
So I really don't know how Benson got this statistics, because even with the push, we were only giving the national statistics. We were not giving the regional and constituency breakdown. So I don't know where Benson got this. Because
he's a pollster,
we,
it
we,
seems
we,
like.
know, we need to know the numbers. You understand?
But
And
can we confirm that these numbers are the ones that the EC will be using in quote? Or
that is the difficulty, because they didn't give the regional and constituency breakdown. All they did was to give the register to the political parties. So right now, we will have to listen to the political parties to tell us that
so they are the ones that have to now be counting.
they will have to count.
Right.
Of course, not manually. I'm sure there
a
could be a software to be able to tell that, okay, when they take the Greater Accra one, they will be able to know. But you, the Electoral Commission, I thought, because for me, growing up, I always heard the Electoral Commission, whenever there's a voter registration, even by day, they give the total number of people they registered. So I was surprised when after everything and they were giving the certified voter register to a political party. The AC says that they are not obliged to give statistics. I was scandalized, but then again,
You don't know elections.
that's what the AC said.
Are you a commissioner?
I'm not.
Are you done with your paper?
No, and then back page, so it was giving details of why Michael Kwe Jr. will retain the Don Kwabenya seats for the NPP.
Okay.
And then Bawumia government will fight corruption through digitalization and the continuous review and expansion of legal framework against corruption. And that is by Joe Gatti. That's all for the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
All right, the Chronicle newspaper, front page. Police promise tough security for December polls. I can't believe we're 19 days away.
Yeah, I
Can we just be done and over with it? so we can celebrate Christmas. You see, I'm in green. I'm in the Christmas mood already. Razak, hey, he's back. Razak Jopoku posts 24 questions to for JDM to answer. Kufuor urges Ghanaians to vote for Bawumia. Wait a minute, y'all. I have a question. So
are we the ones to answer?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. So so there was a flyer out there that Kufuor speaks to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
You know, so you'd think that is more. I mean, I knew that it was going to be more in relation to, for instance, the bid of the NPP to retain power. But I thought it could have been, you know, it could have been more nationalistic. It didn't feel nationalistic to me.
I don't think anyone should be surprised that.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm saying that when you say Kufuor addresses Ghanaians,
Maybe how they coined it.
yeah, I mean he's a former president. I mean, at the heart of it, he's a politician, and he is with the NPP, and the NPP is seeking to break the eight. And I'm saying they want to communicate to their core base. However, even in doing that, they could have found a way to make it more appealing rather than it looking like it was centered to the stronghold. That's what it looked like to me. That it was just the stronghold that this was targeted at the base.
An appeal for voters. Yeah.
No, but then again, there are people aside your stronghold that would want to. I would consider your appeal whatsoever to decide whether they will sway your way or otherwise. So, well, anyway, it's totally their decision and with regard to what
But
they
maybe
think is
to,
what will work for them. So.
They are thinking that Kufuor kind of has like a certain draw, because a lot of people feel he was quite a good statesman. So maybe they think that if they put him out there, though it was less nationalistic than you wanted to hear, they would
I'm just Alice in Wonderland, I guess.
they would have. I mean, because he maybe has a draw for different parties, not just the NPP.
I think for me, at the heart of it, I think it was targeted at the Ashanti region. They need to whip up the base because many of the pollsters have talked about, for instance, there being apathy in the Ashanti region. Yes. And so if you have somebody like John Ejekun Kufuor, who is an Ashanti and a former president and is revered by the people in the region and Ghanaians at large, if you have him come out at this point in time to emphasize why it is important to vote for Dr. Bambu Bawumia, for instance, or why it's important to retain the NPP. They are hoping that this would, get their people to, because it would be a huge blow to them if the apathy levels are really high in the Ashanti region, because a lot of the time the people there, they are dying in the wool NPP people. They would hardly sway to another political party. They'd rather stay out and not vote.
I mean, I've spoken to a few people who are Ashantis, and it's like they're split. So half are saying, come hell or high water, I'm voting NPP because that is who I am. It will be mojomu type of. Then you have others who are really just disappointed, and now those are also split as well, saying I'm gonna vote NDC because we need to kick NPP out. And then others are saying that I'm just not gonna vote at all because I can't vote for NDC because I am an NPP, but I also can't vote for NPP
Because I'm
so
disappointed.
disappointed in their in what they've given to us as a nation.
Yeah.
So this election, in fact, I'm eager to see how it goes. Really eager.
I just want the day to pass. That's all. The Chronicle newspaper, I'm back to it. Front page again. Akufo-Addo to hand over 80 education projects on Thursday. And it has a picture of the president and then the education minister, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum. I'm done with the Chronicle. Oh, I missed a crucial part of it. The Bible quotation for the day. John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. Yeah.
Whoever chooses this, I love that person. Seriously.
So John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. That's it for the Chronicle
Indeed.
newspaper.
Sacrifice is so important as a leader. Servant leadership is also
Yes, so
important.
we don't have our politicians when they get to office, they forget about servant leadership. Now they want to lord over us, and then they all of a sudden some of them
No, I wouldn't
want to be
bother
treated as Arabian
You were
kings.
lording over me, and the work was getting done.
Yeah,
You know,
this
I
one,
just-
they're lording over you, they're not even doing the work. You know, yeah,
Mm.
some way.
So we have the Ghanaian Observer. Akufo-Addo to commission over 80 educational projects and boost for employment as YEA massively impacts Western region. Then Razak Kojo Obuku writes 24 questions to Muhammad's 24-hour. Baumia, but I think it should end with economy, but that wasn't written. Baumia has the technical know-how to transform Ghana. That's Kufo. Then December polls, police will remain neutral and professional. That's IGP Dampari. On the back page, England must be careful let me take that again. England must be careful to retain culture. That's Kane. Sledgers presses case for Arsenal job with Derby win. And I think that's female football, women's football. Yeah, that's what we have there for the Ghanaian Observer.
Obed King Gago.
Right, the Daily Searchlight newspaper. Kufuor, people in wheelchairs are evil. Cares John Mahama, May 8. And this comment is one reckless one that they like them made.
He did, but do you know what? I'm sorry if I've cut you. I appreciate how the NDC quickly tried to apologize.
True.
However, the apology from the person who wrote it, I don't know if you saw, I posted it onto our platform.
It says,
The apology was very,
I'm sorry, thank you.
you know, and I'm like, listen, who you are talking about should determine the size of your apology. Let me put it like that, because that apology was, in fact, it was lackluster.
The guy just misspoke, man. And it's sad. Well,
Unfortunately,
You know,
It is what it is.
people. You see, we are all dumbfounded. It's just we all need to have some
decorum.
and then boundaries. That's what I'm looking for. Boundaries. That you must see clear of certain things. He could have made his point without referencing anything otherwise. He could have made his point forcefully and not veer to that particular area. But then again, I don't know whether he was carried away or whatever it is. But he could have made his point without those things. And that's what people must learn to do, especially the political communicators, that you can put your point across without insulting anybody.
This is what many, I think, are this particular election, I think, has become a lot.
Oh, no, it's not a lot. It's very typical of our elections. They are like that. I mean, just like how you'd hear people who should know better say that by all means they are winning the elections. You know, those kind of things.
Right.
Yeah. So it's...
So can I read his apology?
Read it.
I sincerely render unqualified apology. I'm reading it as is written.
Okay.
Unqualified apology to President Kufuor for the comments I made in reference to his wheelchair, in quotes. His wheelchair is in quotes. Then it says thank you,
Exclamation mark. Yes.
Like,
He was shouting.
I just think that maybe there's another way he could have done, or maybe he's doing something in the background.
You
Don't
see,
know, but-
punctuation is everything.
Yeah.
Without the exclamation mark, it would have made.
Yeah.
It would have appeared okay. But the moment you add exclamation, like, thank you.
Won't hear say. By fire by force, you must
Anyway,
understand.
Ibrahim Alasan, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. How are you?
Ibrahim, hold on. Let me sort you out. Okay. You probably would have to share a microphone.
Come and
Yeah.
share with me.
Yeah.
So we're sharing that.
Yes, please do.
I might as well share the streaming this thing. Now.
Okay, go back.
I should go.
Please
back.
go back.
Okay, so thank
Thank
you.
you.
Working?
Okay.
Yes.
It's okay now.
Yes, it's
okay.
working.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So yes, thank you. So thank you, Naride. Thank you, Mrs. Sakwa, and then Obed.
Yeah.
Yes, and I said I like your glasses. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Seriously. Yes. So you're trying to decode the exclamation marks. Have you watched Manual language? 1,000 apologies. So like the gentleman, the exclamation marks say that there are many of the apologies, like 1,001
Oh,
apologies.
please.
1,000.
Exclamation is shouting.
1,000 apologies.
There's not 1,000 apologies.
Anyway.
It's
Yeah.
good to have you. I mean, before you joined us, we had a brief bite on the former president's address to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
You know, and I was saying that even though I know that it's to whip up the core base
Yeah.
in the Ashanti region, which many political scientists and pollsters have said that there's apathy there, it could have been a little more, nationalistic. Even though it's meant for the core base, but it's not just that region that will vote for you. Other people will vote for you. So how? Well, anyway, perhaps it's just me wishing for too much.
No, not entirely. I have a few pointers myself as well. But you see, did anybody tell you that Kufuor was going to address
Of course
the country as a
For-
former president?
No
Nobody.
way.
So I think we're expecting a little too much.
Make
The MPP is at the
your
war front.
microphone.
MPP is at the war front, right?
Yes. They are deploying all the arsenals.
Exactly. And just Kufuor happens to be one of them. In fact,
A big one.
the ultimate. And they've deployed him for that purpose. Even in that, I think we must give him credit for trying to be nationalistic, because he had mentioned that projects should not be tagged to administrations. If that happens, those projects will be abandoned after that administration leaves office. And you can call that an own goal.
That's as nationalistic as you'll get.
You get that? And then I think he also said something. He said something about his projects.
Yeah.
Yes, that are still uncompleted. That's also an own goal. Because
But if other people didn't complete it,
your
my
people
own
have
goal
been
game
exactly.
didn't complete.
You get that. So, and then of course, I agree with you that I just returned from the Ashanti region,
Yeah.
right? And so I can understand why this will not be the last time you hear from Kufuor. Yes, he might have to go to the region.
And that is understandable because, like I said, many pollsters have pointed to apathy in the region, and that they feel that the region hasn't benefited from the current administration. In fact, they feel that even though they give the party the biggest of the votes, they've been sidelined. Even their own people within the party, they feel have been sidelined. And so this is a last minute stretch. So this thing, it has two, it could go two ways.
Yeah.
Where they'll be like, okay, our very own President Kufuor is talking to us, so let's say we'll overlook it. Or they would be like, you waited all this while, you think that we are just for elections, so, and then they will ignore you. So it's two things. It could go in their favor, it could just backfire.
Yes, but my shock is the NDC guys who are catching feelings. What? So NDC expected Kufuor to come and say that vote for who you want. I don't, no, like seriously, because I'm wondering. Imagine if former President Jerry Rawlings were to be alive. Yes,
well, you
he fell out with the
cannot be
party.
sure with
No, he
Jerry
fell out with his
Rawlings,
party. In fact,
yes.
he at least will be more apprehensive that he has a microphone than on that side. Yeah, so we get that. We get that. Let's assume that former President Mahama is not returning, right? And then he's to address the media, and his party is at the war front. And we expected him to say that, yeah, I don't have a choice. Like we spoke to Chachikata. And we asked Chachikata, who are you going to vote for? No, the news will have been
So-
that Chachikata is saying I'm voting for CFP Donko.
No.
Delete.
Well, away from the NDs, I
I get that. For the news, Franklin Kujo shares the same opinions with you. He's written copiously about it. There are many others who felt at this gender, given the fact that we are just 20 days away from election and how the stakes are very high, and given the fact that he's our only living former president who's not contested, who doesn't have or shouldn't have a direct interest. He could have been more nationalist. Maybe that one will come later. Yesterday's was for the party.
But how about he had mounted a campaign platform?
Yes.
Why did they have to? Why did they have to couch it?
Yeah.
Who addresses Ghanaians?
Yeah.
Because it's campaigning sincerely.
Of late, he's been avoiding political
Active.
party platforms.
Okay.
Yes.
No, he may not necessarily.
They play there
Yes,
as a video
yes,
there,
you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because really, the conversation and everything, the journalists and everything was just, well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The job got to be done, right? A man's got to do what. But there was no lady in the. Or there was a lady.
I didn't see.
There was no lady.
Oh, the next one to put you in front row, and you, Nanama, Mrs. Akwa, and two others.
My tree is not.
I'll
It's not.
organize that. Oh no, you have enough.
It's not thick enough for
You have enough.
like to sustain a whole interview in G.
You have enough tree
For that interview.
to ask any question that you want to offer.
You,
from
I hear
President
you.
Kufuor.
Please give me some of the papers. Why?
Because the way it is, it's like you guys don't want me to read any of
Yeah.
the papers. Thank you. So the Daily Statesman, Kufuor rally support for Baumia. Exactly what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly what it is. And then New Dawn in Education, Kufuor said to commission over 80 projects. Yes. And the flower pot one, this in the road, when is the commission? We spoke to our Asenso Bochi, and he's very excited about that project.
It's on 19th.
19th,
It's
right? So it'll
19th,
be tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll do Bank of Ghana on the 20th.
The Commissioner of the Bank of Ghana. The head office.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. They are our neighbors. So Charlie, from next year, levels will change in this enclave. Yeah, it's your neighbor Bank of Ghana.
Prices of food will even go up.
No.
Yeah.
No, that one, regardless. Okay, so there's a hospital just opposite. And you know, sick people don't have money. So you get. Sick people don't have money.
Spending it all on medical.
Exactly. So at least if you go to that side of the facility, you get some cheap food to eat. If you go to the right side, that's where the problem is. That's where the Bank of Ghana is. So the prices of the
We are
office.
staying on the left.
We will stay on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. The prices of the accommodation, office facilities, they're just
Yeah, it's just going to
skyrocketed
shoot
as
up,
well.
Charlie.
Right.
Crazy.
You have 24/7 security.
My mom, we drove past over the weekend,
Yeah.
and my mom, yesterday in fact, my mom saw it and she was like, "Hey, what is that?" And I said, "Bank of Ghana coming here." And she was like, "Hey," and she just was looking at me like,
Yeah.
you know. But it is a monumental building.
It's very fine.
It is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, are they
Timing.
put money there too?
No money. They spend
No,
close.
would they print money there too?
No, the money.
We
is
don't
printed
print
in
our
the
money
country.
here.
But when they bring it, they will keep some there, and then the
Ah.
others are kept somewhere.
Are you done with your paper?
Yeah. Okay, so why empowers? But you know what? Why this building must be inaugurated now, right?
Yes, they need to put a plaque on it.
Yeah, but if it's not, it might be used, or it might never be inaugurated. You know, we have the Terminal 3. Terminal 3 has never been inaugurated. The applicant-
sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
but
there were
you
those
know,
who
it's
built
such
it, they
a
didn't inaugurate
it's such
it.
an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Why was it never commissioned? Why?
I don't know. I can't.
Yes, there are people in the executive that have benefited from the place.
Yeah, obviously.
Even have shops there, right?
Yeah. But now you don't need to inaugurate to get the job. No,
It is what it is. Anyway,
the other headlines here. So YE empowers 2,800 plus youth in Western region. And IGP, we will be partial during elections. And Ghana saves $250 million. An NDC challenge with 24 questions on 24-hour economy. Questions galore. So the 5 questions have actually opened the Pandora box.
So
is that right? Is it
then-
Razak?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Razak,
Yes,
24 questions.
24 questions for 24
Okay.
hours.
Have any of the questions put out there been answered?
No. And I told you here that the questions will not be answered. In fact, the questioners did not target those the questions were directed at for answers. No. You and I were the targets, right? So we then answer the questions
So
ourselves,
rhetorical in a
and
sense.
that will inform the choices we make come December 7th. That's what it's meant for. Yes. Chief, no need for bloodshed because of power. Hooray. So that's it for the Daily Statesman.
All right. The Informer newspaper, front page, IGP warns against violence. Admonishes citizens to shun selfish politicians. Supreme Court ruling on vacant seats, stay away from Parliament, as Adrian Ketia tells NDC MPs. And also here, NPP activist poses 24 questions to Mahama. To Mahama's 24-hour economy. So one question for 1 hour.
1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, 24 to 24.
So the question should be answered within 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looked like he went under the radar for a while. And
Yeah,
it's good to have him back.
Is back.
Yeah, it's really good to have him.
Editor.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
really good to have him back. Brother, good morning to you. Also here, election 2024, Bawumia won't be a divisive leader. That's according to, how I do. Mama boy insults Kufuor and persons with disabilities for expressing view regarding Bawumia. Is it the same person? Is it one person or there are two people?
No, the same person.
It's the same person.
They're them like, yeah.
Okay. So Just One speaks at COP29. That's it for the Informer newspaper.
The Herald this morning is the final one I have. Minerals Commission and others caught up in dirty bribery controversy over Newmont, Achim, and Bogos Pristia mines. Ashanti Regional Minister ambitious $507 million KJTR market project, despite 8 years of Akufo-Addo and Otumfuo's involvement. Okay, so he says it's a bad investment.
Yes. He said it was ill thought.
It was ill thought, yes.
Yeah.
And then it's a bad investment. And that it created problems rather than solutions. Yeah.
Then there was a car
these
park.
are direct quotes.
He said it was a car park before it was converted to a market. And so the commonsensical thing to have done was to have another car parking replacement, but that wasn't done.
That wasn't done.
And also, the project was not completed by the NDC.
Yes, the NPP came and completed.
Yes, and then handed the stores.
The stores, yes. If the NDC had completed it,
They would have made noise.
and then they would have said the stores.
Yes.
Yes. So the NDC cook, but somebody talk.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so
Highlights of NDC and NPP manifestos on health. Adjustment Group aligns green transition initiatives at COP29. Azerbaijan builds electric waste trucks and then goes into smart agriculture. YE's job creation initiatives transform lives in Western region. That is it for the Herald this morning.
all right. Obed?
The Insight newspaper, opposition leader projected to win presidential elections in Ghana. How the foreign media reported recent poll outcome. And also, tightened security in Asante Achim North constituency. Concerned youth groups cry out to IGP over alleged plots to rig parliamentary poll. And also, ultra consecutive war hawks dominate Donald Trump's cabinet. And last, the blockade on Cuba by USA is a failed policy, but still has bipartisan support, says Dr. Jose R. Cabanas.
Okay.
That's all for the Insight newspaper.
All right, to the portals now. Starfm.com.gh. Lodina Mahama campaigns in Kumasi markets, selling NDC's 2024 manifesto. Hey, manifestos are being sold. It's not supposed to be for free.
No. So sell the ideas in the manifesto.
Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of the document. Wow. So 2024 polls, police has no side. Will remain professional, according to Dr. Dempare.
Yeah, they understand.
Um,
Yesterday, like we were all commenting on the platform, there was a documentary put together by
Amnesty International.
Amnesty International that was aired on on TV last night. It's quite
Speak up.
Of course, I'm talking about the documentary put together by
Amnesty International.
International, chronicling experiences of people who are
Protest,
involved
yes.
in protest. It's quite revealing, especially on the Occupy Julo B one. Yeah.
And in the account of the journalist from Metro TV was very harrowing.
Yeah.
No one would ever want to go through that experience. Other stories here. Bagbin cannot compel any MP to come to Parliament. That is Justice William Atuguba retired. Joshua Kojimensa spoke to him. We'll bring you that interview in the course of the show. Also, vacancy Tiger Supreme Court judgment is declaratory. And boycott any emergency parliamentary call. Asiedu in Ketia to NDC MPs. And finally, Kumasi Airport built by Mahama was a kitchen airport. That's according to yes, in Fibuesi.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's that interview.
Also, yeah.
Listeners. Yes. So, talking about MPs and minority MPs.
Yeah.
That's what I spoke to Mutaka and he says, "Look at me, my constituency." And
I
look
don't
at
think
the
that
grounds
I
house
don't
to cover."
even think the NPP
Yeah.
MPs would want to go
Yeah.
at this point because it's 19 days now.
Exactly.
So roughly just a little over 2 weeks.
Yes.
People would not want to risk it to come
That's true.
and do business in the house.
That's
So
true. But you see, it presents a very interesting dynamic. So it means that the expenditure and leave of appropriation, right, will be done after the elections.
yes. And I'm wondering if things go the other way,
Yes.
will the government side
Yes,
be willing to
because you
cooperate?
need to pay us share. You need, you see, it's in your interest to get that
Okay.
advance. But you see, I'm looking at how it will be scrutinized, right? Because, hey, but Charlie, we've chalked many firsts in this seat parliament,
Yeah.
right? And this will be another one.
I think we need to have a few more of it to
Yeah.
fine tune it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything is new to us.
very.
So even ideally, things that should have been resolved in Parliament,
Yeah.
one side feels that we should go to the court.
Yeah,
But if we have this once or twice or three times,
yeah.
there'll be a better way around
There will
it.
be a better way around.
And the negotiations will be more as compared to the muscle flexing.
Exactly. And then, of course, we also get to learn. You see, at Uber especially, that's not the first time he's speaking, right? But I'm aware, and I'm sure you know, and I'm sure many listeners are aware, that there was a certain convention about former members of the bench
Not speaking.
not speaking. It also tells you the first that I talk about. Like, we've been to where we've never been to the extent that many people are breaking protocols, they are breaking conventions. And I'm like, whoa. Look at the wife analogy. So, Mrs. Sakwa is Mrs. Ibrahim. And she says she's leaving. And she tells me that, Charlie, I'm no longer your wife, I'm leaving. But I will leave tomorrow. So, between today and tomorrow, can I still refer to her as my wife? You get an analogy?
Yeah.
Right. Yes, but the counter argument will be that legally, unless you go to the court and then cancel out the test you sign.
But
Yeah.
even in that case,
Yeah,
if the legal element applies,
Yeah.
the people have gone ahead to file.
exactly.
So that is the extra effort.
That's the
So
Rubicon.
apart from saying that I will contest as an independent, which
Yeah.
will be seen as an intention,
Yeah,
the moment you go and file and you are contesting and a notice of poll has you on, as against that of the one selected by the party,
yeah.
it is
Automatic.
anyway.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so let's assume that everybody at the Supreme Court, everybody involved in this is a Muslim, so they are allowed to marry 4 wives.
Yeah, that's true. So let's take it out. City newsroom.
City newsroom. So TEU TC to strike today over unaddressed conditions of service, and Akufo-Addo's restraint in Supreme Court criticisms. Bawumia will revive Ghana's economy if elected. Kufuor respect election outcome to preserve democracy. Kufuor, NDC condemns unsavory, distasteful, attacks on Kufuor. Recent judicial rulings defy logic. Tugbe Fede. Over 80 educational projects to be commissioned this week. Ensure electoral integrity to strengthen Ghana's democracy. Tugbe Fede to EC. And election 2024, EC destroys defective ballot papers for Ahafo and Volta regions. Memphis Central, Karl Mark Ahin steps down, backs NDC's Joanna Kujo, and no NDC MP should set foot in Parliament if recalled. Like I said, the MPs themselves are saying they've got no time.
And they are busy.
They've got no time to go to Parliament. They want to return to ninth Parliament, which promises to be more chaotic than you can imagine.
At this point.
So
Ghana Web?
Yeah, Ghana Web newspaper.
Hey, I beg Ghana Porter.
Portal. I beg
What do you
pardon.
have? You also have Ghana.
Let me go back and look for something.
Right. He
Give
didn't
us
lobby me before explaining support for Baumia. So President Kufuor is saying that nobody lobbied him. Yeah.
Come on. What? So what? We expected Baumia to go to Kufuor before Kufuor supports him.
No.
That defies anything logical politically.
The former president said it's better to be a messenger
Exactly.
in
a
your
governing party
yes, than
chairman of a political party in
in
opposition.
opposition. So he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
Exactly.
2024
Hey,
election.
Charlie, answer that question.
No. He said it in the.
No, honestly, no. That journalist will fish him out. If a journalist has that question, no. Okay, thank you. Nobody has that question.
Right. 2024 elections, your ballots will not be counted when you vote for Ekuadonko, Dr. Bosman Asari.
Yeah.
Kumewu Ifidiase pour out in their numbers for Baumia as Ashanti momentum continues, and people don't understand me, but Baumia is the right person to salvage Ghana. And lastly,
Who is that?
Who's saying that?
Kufuor.
Oh, okay.
People don't understand him.
Yeah.
Oh, how?
How?
Odoado slams critics for calling for his dismissal.
Oh, Otto.
Yeah.
Otto
I think he
Fister.
knows nobody cares about him. Like, we don't. The entire lifestyle setup.
I thought you were a Kotoko fan. I was coming to tease you.
Oh no, you can't tease me.
I
That's
can.
the same reason why I'm not a Kotoko fan. Because I was born and bred there. I was there with them, and I cannot afford to go to school Monday and everybody's sad, and I'm equally sad. No, so I supported Kosovo. When they are sad, I'm happy.
Oh, God.
When they are happy, then I'm sad.
You are sad. Echo.
There's a balance.
Nanama.
So, Daily Graphic Online. There'll be no incarceration for possession of cannabis under a CPP government. That's CPP vice presidential candidate. Why? Why you? Then sign peace pact. U.S. ambassador to political parties. CPP manifesto dedicated to women. That's Nana Akusia from Poma Sapong Kuma. Then we have free SHS. Austerity will vindicate Nana Addo.
Okay.
Then translate support into votes. NDC appeals Odan residents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me with the news review segment.
Right.
We'll go for a break. When we return, it will be time for First Check. It's a Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.